From the moment Macedonia fell under Ottoman rule, the local population patiently awaited an opportunity to exploit any weakness in the empire to achieve freedom. During the Austro-Turkish War, the economic and political situation of the population in the region sharply deteriorated. Tax pressures, insecurity, and violence reached unprecedented levels. The war forced the state to increase the forced purchase of grain, forage, livestock, wood, and other agricultural products at prices far below their value. A series of new extraordinary taxes was also introduced. During these difficult times, the populace suffered not only from the abuses of Turkish military deserters and rebels, but also from the infamous Yegen Pasha, the former Rumelian Beylerbey, who with about 10,000 outlaws pillaged the Balkans. The central government succeeded in eliminating him only in February 1689. The military disaster and chaotic internal situation within the Ottoman Empire created favorable conditions for the widespread rise of brigandry across Macedonia, particularly in the Mariovo, Bitola, Tikvesh, Veles, and Stip regions, as well as the Dospat Mountains and the northern border areas. In this atmosphere, the sudden advance of the Austrian army had a profound effect on the morale of the Macedonian people. After several suppressed uprisings, the late 17th century saw the first significant organized resistance from the Macedonian people. Following the unsuccessful Ottoman siege of Vienna in 1683, a period of defeats began for the Ottomans. Over the next few years, they lost significant territories in Europe, and the forces of the newly established Holy League advanced as far as Macedonia. By late 1689, Silvio Piccolomini and the Austrian army were near Macedonia. His plans included liberating Skopje and Macedonia, but due to a plague outbreak in the city, he decided to burn it down. By mid-October 1689, the first insurgent actions had begun in the northeastern part of Macedonia, between Kriva Palanka and Skopje. The rebellion was led by Petar Karposh, originally from the village of Vojnik near Kumanovo. Little is known about Karposh's life and deeds. What we do know is that he had been a brigand for many years and was active across several regional districts. The main free territory of the insurgents was Kriva Palanka, which had previously been a fortified Turkish stronghold built in 1636. Here, the rebels captured 6 cannons. Shortly thereafter, Kumanovo and then Kratovo were also liberated. According to some sources, Kochani was part of the Free Macedonian territory as well. The rebellion, coinciding with the Austrian advance in the Balkans, was positively received by the Austrian court. Allegedly, Emperor Leopold I proclaimed Karposh the king of Kumanovo. Historians are divided on the authenticity of this claim, but it is certain that Karposh received some form of recognition from the Austrians. Soon, however, a shift in the military and political situation in the Balkans sealed the fate of the uprising. The Ottomans took decisive steps to stabilize the situation in the region and began preparations to attack the Macedonian rebels. The Crimean Khan, Selim Gere, arrived to support the Turkish forces with his fierce Tatar units. During a council in Sofia on November 14, 1689, it was decided to launch an offensive through Küstendil, starting with the suppression of Karposh's uprising. The first target was Kriva Palanka, where several thousand rebels were preparing to attack Küstendil. Learning of the enemy's overwhelming superiority, the rebels burned Kriva Palanka and retreated to Kumanovo. The very next day, Turkish and Tatar forces appeared before the city. The insurgents confronted the enemy in front of the newly built fortress. In the ensuing battle, Karposh and many other rebels were captured. The final resistance came from the fortress, which was taken by storm, and its defenders were annihilated. The victors then marched towards Skopje. Near the stone bridge over the Vardar River, Karposh was brought before Selim Gire. He was impaled on a stake, then stabbed with Tatar spears, and his body was thrown into the river. This occurred in the early days of December 1689. Karposh's tragic death marked the end of the uprising.